What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to another Infinite Warfare video here today on the channel. With this one, we're going to be talking about my favorite assault rifle and possibly my favorite weapon overall in Infinite Warfare. So this one, we talked about it briefly a couple of weeks ago, and you kind of gave me a little bit of flack with it here because I kind of labeled it as underrated, but it is in fact a beast. And this one, we're going to be showing off just how much of a beast you can make this with a little bit of a class setup. So we're going to be taking a look at the KBAR-32 or the KBAR-32 here, and a class setup that I personally love here and that I think you guys will enjoy as well. But that said, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered. But let's talk about the KBAR. Now, as we mentioned, this is an assault rifle. It is a very fast firing assault rifle compared to some of the other ones. And of course, everybody loves the NV4. That's probably the weapon in the assault rifle category you see the most in Infinite Warfare. It's one of the staples and definitely a very powerful and a great option to use in combat. However, I honestly would take the KBAR over this almost any day. Well, why? Because the mobility is higher, the fire rate is higher, and though the accuracy is slightly lower, it's because of the recoil patterns. It is incredibly easy to control with the right attachments and the right knowledge of the spray patterns. That said though, if you can master this thing is a massive force when it comes to gameplay, both in core and hardcore. Obviously, hardcore is one of those things where you don't really need the best weapon because pretty much everything kills in one shot, but in core, it definitely is one that is just fantastic nonetheless because it rips through people left and right. So the class setup we're going to be talking about here today deals a little bit with both the hardcore and the core game modes with this. I've been playing a lot of hardcore, admittedly, and I'm having a ton of fun with it, so necessarily I don't need the best class setup ever, but it is something that still works out tremendously, and the only thing that I'd change out to switch between the two is one attachment. And the reason that I love the KBAR so much, especially when going into hardcore, is the fact that it is just so mobile. I can get those long range kills, but I can also get those up close and personal ones while still having the mobility and the free movement of that of nearly an SMG. But disregard that, take that out of the equation here for the class setup because I know a lot of you guys really want to know about this in core. So let's talk about the class setup. That at first is going to, of course, include the KBAR, the KBAR-32, and the attachments we're going to run on it here are 4 specific attachments. Firstly, it's going to be quick draw, then followed by grip, stock, and then suppressor or rifled barrel. We'll talk about that in a second here, but quick draw is definitely one of those ones you want because it helps get your weapon up faster. It is something that, again, in these running gun situations where you can be a little bit more versatile with your weapon, it is nice to have that quick little jump on a gunfight if an enemy is approaching you. Grip, of course, does help reduce recoil, and with this weapon, it is once again a little bit more on the recoil end, so having this grip brings that down a tremendous amount, and as a result, helps you control your shots a lot easier. That said, especially at range, this is something that can definitely help out, because once you get out towards those longer ranges and where the damage properties drop off a little bit more, that is where you're going to see the most recoil, and the stability is going to be the hardest to control. So adding a grip onto this definitely lessens that spread at range and brings it into a more precise point. Next up is stock. I personally am a huge fan of stock on almost all assault rifles in any Call of Duty game because it is something that you can aim down sight and still keep your mobility up, which is definitely very advantageous in gunfights. You don't have to round a corner and be caught off guard by somebody that is right there. You already have your gun up and ready for that engagement. So definitely I think stock on this is a great option. And then suppressor, depending on the mode and your preference here with this, I would say suppressor or the rifled barrel. Suppressor really doesn't do that much in terms of taking away from the damage, but additionally, the rifled barrel in core modes definitely helps out because it keeps that stopping power range a lot higher than that of the normal, and therefore subsequently can get you more damage at a further distance and a further range, and gets you some longer range kills at an easier pace. So the way I'd gauge it for you guys that are trying to decide which one to use here on this, if you guys like to play the stealthier game, suppressor is definitely the way to go, and of course, in hardcore, you don't really need too much extra damage on a weapon, so a suppressor definitely is a great option because it's still going to be a 1 to 2 shot, and with the fire rate of the KBAR, it is something you won't really even notice in terms of time to kill, so that's something if you want to keep that in mind for hardcore or stealthier modes. But if you guys want to play for the distance kills or in core where you need to get those extra couple shots off, rifle barrel definitely is the way to go here with this as well. Now, moving along into the perks, these 3 perks I think are very great and advantageous to this class setup. One, maybe you might not think so as much, it's more so preference on my end, but firstly, we're going to start out with Ghost. This is much needed, and within Infinite Warfare, I'm not really personally a fan of how it's produced, how this perk works out, but it is something that it's in the game, so why not roll with the punches and use it to your advantage if you can. So Ghost hides you from every single thing regarding UAV and all that. Even if you are camping, it doesn't reveal your location on a UAV or minimap, so it is something that, mixed with a suppressor, you are literally a ghost. You can't be found in any way, shape, or form, unless now I think the advanced UAV changed that up a bit, where if you get the advanced UAV, it shows you. But regardless, for the most part, 95% of the time, you're going to be concealed by your own surroundings here with the Ghost perk. Next perk I like to run is Scavenger because I like my ammo, I plan to stay alive, and I like being able to refill. I guess if you are playing some modes, you don't necessarily need it, so there are other options within the tier 2 category, but the third perk is one that I would definitely run on probably any class. And to be honest, it's probably one of the most underrated perks in this game, that being Pinpoint. It shows you where the enemies are if you shoot at them or if you take damage from them. So say you are in a core mode, you're across the map and somebody nicks you with a sniper rifle or a shot or two of an assault rifle. You don't know where they're at, but if you have Pinpoint on, you can spin around real fast and kind of dodge the coming fire and pick them up in your sights. And if you're fast enough, you can get your aim up and get the kill off before they can. This happens to me a lot in games, and it really does help out because I know exactly where they're at from the time that it happens. I can see it in my peripherals, and I swing around into my main point of view, and there it is. They're lined up right in my sights and outlined for me, so it makes it a lot easier to track that kill. But other than that, that is the class setup. Obviously, the streaks come down to what you guys want to do here with this. If you want to run lethal streaks, you can. If you want to run support streaks in the UAV and counter UAV, you can do that as well. That really all falls down to you. But this is my trusted class setup. This is what I've been using for quite some time now, and it's one of my favorite ones. I haven't done a class setup video in a little bit of time, so I figured, you know what, let's share this one here with you guys, one that I really enjoy and one that I feel really does help me out as a player and gets off some good gameplay. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up here at this one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Drop your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Do you guys like the KBAR-32 or do you possibly even hate it? Whatever it may be, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you guys give this class a chance, love to hear your feedback here on this and how you did with it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything Infinite Warfare and of course, Modern Warfare Remastered. So thank you guys. My name is Nikolai Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.